Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 16th of May 2022. Thanks for joining me. If you're in Europe, we've got a total lunar eclipse happening on this day. I've made a separate video on that, so if you're interested, check that out for more information. But because we have this event happening in the astrology, I want to use the Deviant Moon Tarot for today's reading. I don't use this deck a lot because it's not everyone's cup of tea. I personally love using kind of very simple decks because I think that brings the message through most clearly. When decks are this stylized, like this one is, if it puts you off or if it scares you or something, then that's not helpful because it blocks the intuition. I find these quite cute, actually. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say about Monday the 16th and what energy is coming up for you. So the astrology is one thing, right? But the tarot always has its own take on the energy and the situation. So I want to see what they have to say about this day. Right, so first we've got Temperance, a way of balancing things out, nice. Then we've got the Knight of Pentacles, prompts for new practical actions in work or living situation or career or the way the physical body is. And then finally the Emperor, you get to a place of more structure and authority in the sense that you feel like you know what you're doing and you're on the right track. So the cards are saying something that's very similar to the astrology about the eclipse, because it's really an opportunity to look within and to understand what you really, really want in life and what you want your life to look like. And it kind of balances you out in the sense, particularly in the sense, if you're someone who listens to what your parents have told you, for example. So mum and dad said that, in this family, we all go to university once we finish school, and then we become educated in some responsible, socially acceptable field like the law or becoming a doctor or a politician or something. And because you're part of this family, that's what you're doing as well. And for a long time, you take that on board. You're like, okay, well, they're the grown-ups, they know best, I'm going to do this. But then as you go through life, you realize, hey, I'm actually a fire performer. I'm not a lawyer. Then that's the first step in balancing yourself out and saying, okay, yes, I do need to fit into society. Other people have ideas, good ideas for how I can thrive and do well, but is that really me? And Temperance is this angel. She dips her toe in the water and she does the inner work, or she prompts you. And it's so interesting because, I'm sorry, this is just an aside. Like with each different deck, it gives us a different version of the card. And I've never talked about Temperance as being that first moment of realization of saying, I'm willing to go within and to see who I am really. Because usually what happens with the card is one foot is dipped in the water and then this path appears on the side and there's a shiny light object at the end which represents enlightenment. So the process is you have to look within if you want to get to your own personal happy place of bliss and self-fulfillment where you're living the kind of life that you want to live. So if you struggle getting in touch with your feelings, or you don't really want to ask yourself the big questions because what if it's really difficult and inconvenient that I'm going to have to change everything around and I'm not willing to do that. Whatever the reasons are, this card allows you to delve into that realm of emotion and personal understanding without any fear. The angel is like your bodyguard. It supports you in taking you to these unexplored new places so that you can truly understand your own existence much better, and then it manifests in a different way. Wow, that's actually a prescription for life. Look at what's going on internally first, because that's going to be imprinted on the real world, not the other way around. So that's an energy I feel becomes very straightforward and uncomplicated, and you naturally tap into that and you take notice of what's going on for you in truth. The Knight of Pentacles is a court card, and court cards either appear as people in our lives or as certain personality traits. And the Knight of Pentacles is in the middle of the court cards. We've got the Page is the most inexperienced, and Pentacles is earth, it's money, it's work, it's how you live, where you live. He doesn't know what he's doing at all. So he's the kind of guy who says, oh yeah, the parents said I should study this at university, therefore I'm doing it because I don't have my own ideas. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who's trying to master what already is, and he's trying to match that with what's going on internally. So I'm in this job, 50% of it really fits me, 50% doesn't. How can I adapt things a little bit so that the job fits me 100%, or the way of living, or the area I live in? How can I adapt it? The King then is someone who's totally in charge of the element. He lives in his dream house. He has the dream job. His body is in the shape that he's always wanted it to be in. His diet and appearance are beyond reproach. Everything is just fabulous. The Knight isn't there yet. So the Knight is willing, and he's adaptable, and he's willing to make changes. The King isn't as willing to make changes. Why would he make changes? Everything's perfect. So the Knight of Pentacles is actually a very good influence here when it's combined with the Temperance card, because you're getting the courage to do the inner work, and then the adaptability in a real world sense to affect change, and to say, I'm going to look at maybe working at this factory instead of that one, if I think that's going to please me. So again, if you're super rigid and if you find it difficult to make changes in your life or to embrace the uncertain, this gives you the courage and also like a sense of enthusiasm. If you are adaptable, if you are willing to make changes, then it can work. And I think that's the key thing to any new venture. If you feel like, hey, this actually has a chance of succeeding, this has a chance of working in earnest, then it's of course going to motivate you. If you're sitting there and you're like, oh, this is doomed to fail before I even start, I can't even picture this working out, then that's discouraging. You're super encouraged here. You have that sense of, hey, this could actually work. And then with the Emperor is holding this staff, and staffs, wands, rods in the tarot always represent the element of fire. And fire is your life purpose, it's your passion. And we've got the moon at the top, and we've got a little demon thing at the bottom. Like a little, what is this, a demon goat or cow or something. So what this represents is the physical world that controls you. As in, I don't have my own ideas, I need to be instructed by others. Or I have to do a job for the money because I want to have a mansion on the hill and I've got to do this job that I hate. Like, I don't know, sell insurance or something. Not that everyone hates selling insurance, don't get me wrong. But as an example of a job a person would not like. I have to do this job in order to fulfill my material dreams and wishes. The staff is strongly plonked on that. So the little demon cow is out of commission. It's just lying there and it's been captured. And the thing that's victorious at the top here is the moon. And the moon is really the key to all of this. The moon is intuition, fear. It's what comes naturally and easily for you. It's your sense of, this is me, this is what's right, what's wrong. You're going, and it's the element of water. So you're willing to use the energy of the moon to go within, to understand, then you adapt accordingly, and that's what's going to put you on top. Not by caving to the demands of the physical world, but maximizing the ideas of your inner world. Wow. Then the Emperor, he looks really like stylish. He's got his own sense. He doesn't care what the people think. He dresses in pink and blue, vermeil, whatever it is. He's got his own style, right? And he does what he wants. And that's what this whole process allows you to do. It allows you to end up in a really secure, comfortable position where you can do whatever you like. You can suit yourself. And I mean, now that's, for most people, that's going to be a much more enjoyable experience than a life where every 5 minutes is regimented by some sort of institution and they tell you when to eat and when to sleep and when to exercise and what, you know? So, freedom based on your feelings. Number-wise, we've got 14, and 4 is 18, and the chord cards count as 1, so that's 19. 1 and 9 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, and 1 is the vibration of the boss, the pioneer, the emperor. In the tarot, it's the magician. The person who listens to what's coming in from the higher realms and then uses that energy and that information to create something magical on earth. So this is different because you're not appealing to the higher realms to give you ideas. You're asking yourself internally, your spiritual being, your self, your higher self, your current self, your whatever self, you're asking that, what is it that you want and need? Let me provide it for you, please. Hooray, we got there. So it looks like an amazing day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology, and I combine them all. So the way I combine the numbers with the cards, I combine all three in my personal readings. And in the astrology, if I have your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, then I can draw up your natal chart. And that really tells me a ton about you. I have called it the blueprint to your soul almost, which, yeah. And if you have any questions around your life purpose or career or relationships or development, personal, spiritual, living situation, or if you have questions around what's happening in future, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading because I can answer those questions for you. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please. Hit subscribe to join us here on this channel and share the video online. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.